Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. I want to give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a look at who'll be on the show for today. Chris Ruffolo will serve as co-hosts. We got Brian Bitler, Kevin Thomas, Jovan Burts, doing fantastic work over at the site. Ninos, then it'll be James Clark. And here's the lineup for tonight, how they'll line it up. Bitler, Clark, Thomas, Burts, Ruffolo, Ninos, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, how'd your weekend go? A lot of favorites in that 1 o'clock window in NFL.
You know what? I think they were 7-0, the favorites were. But you know what? I was on, I think this first time it's ever happened to me, I was on the wrong end of two 16-second swings of my totals. I had the under, I was good, and then all of a sudden 2 touchdowns in 14 seconds in 2 different games. I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, flabbergasted. I know someone who doesn't like hearing that. Favorites winning is our man Brian Bitler. Let's bring Brian Bitler now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Brian, how you doing? Players got to the bookies yesterday.
I'll tell you what, I'm still hurting from the rear end after this weekend. It's pretty rough. I was talking to a couple friends and reminiscing about the last time it was this bad. It was like 2008. We called it Bloody Sunday. It was every single public team won that Sunday, and it's pretty bad. But, you know, yesterday wasn't as bad, so I'm ready to move forward tonight. I think excellent opportunity to make some money.
Yeah, players will give it back to you tonight. We'll see how that happens there. A lot of action going on. All right, we got the Flames hosting the Ducks here at 9:30 Eastern Time. Flames, $2 favorite, total 5.5.
I'll tell you what, 2 of my favorite teams in the NHL go at it tonight. Calgary Flames did struggle mightily in their first game of the season against a very talented Edmonton Oilers team, losing that game 5-2. But they got down early, 3-0 to start. Flames opened up tonight against one of the weakest teams in hockey, the Anaheim Ducks, who I ride from time to time. But I feel like tonight they will face a determined Flames team in their home opener, desperate to redeem themselves from that Game 1 mishap against a bad road team to open up the year. The home team in this series is 59-21 last 80 meetings between these two. The Ducks are just 17-41 on the money line as an underdog. For me, it's the Calgary Flames minus the 1.5 for a plus 130 payout.
All right, Brian Bitler here will be on the Calgary Flames here, taking the puck line and getting plus money in that as well. All right, Chris, your thoughts here on the Flames and Ducks?
You know, this was one of the games Rod Zawacki and I talked about yesterday, and I was with the Flames only because they don't have their captain anymore. Mark, I don't know, the Kraken, and it just that first game maybe looked like a ship without its captain, so to speak. Like the Flames seemed just lost, and we'll see if they can turn it around tonight. Especially the home opener would help.
All right, home opener here. Flames here at the puck line. Minus 1.5 goals at plus 130 against the Anaheim Ducks. This one will have a start time of 9:30 Eastern Time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium for tonight. Well, we got an NFL Monday Night Football game, a little handful of NHL, as well as the baseball game. We're in game 3 of the Astros and Boston Red Sox series. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, for a small card, I actually have 3 plays tonight, 1 in the NFL, 1 in Major League Baseball, and one to round it out in Major League Baseball as well. I got my Monday night money shot in the NFL. I believe it's the best play on the board overall for the whole weekend. So finish out your betting week strong. Monday's always the last day of the betting week. Tuesday's a new week. So for me, check that out at pickdogs.com premium picks, my Monday night NFL money shot.
That's right. His money shot right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get his best bet for Monday night at $30. Get on board with Brian Bitler on this one. Of course, you can take the winnings and go long term with Brian with that 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass. Good time to get that 7-day All Sports Pass here early in the week because you get all of Brian's week number 8 college football, week 7 NFL. Also is the NHL, baseball playoffs as well as the NL and ALCS continue this week. And of course, the NBA begins tomorrow. So get on board with Brian Bitler now with that 7-day All Sports Pass. This is when the value is at its peak here, when you have all these sports overlapping. You got your baseball, you got your hockey, your NBA, NFL, and college football. 7-day All Sports Pass over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, it's also part of the 2-for-1 cap promotion. If you add a second capper to it, you'll get even greater value. All right, Brian, it's always great having your show. I know you're part of that morning crew, and of course, that YouTube members VIP, some fantastic value.
I'll tell you what, the best value in handicapping is the YouTube Premium and VIP. I know I give out a premium every single day on the VIP show, and I know Rod, Mitch, and Joe Mann do as well. You can't beat that. $100 a month gets you a ton of value right there. I'm personally going to make sure I give out, I think, every single one of my NHL Premium plays this year on the YouTube VIP. I only do one a day, but still a tremendous value. Make sure you check it out. Also, we got James Clark coming out with he's the best NBA handicapper last season. I think he's got a special he's going to tell you guys about. But yeah, check out the YouTube Premium and VIP.
That's right, guys. Check it out over at Pick Dogs Premium. Members YouTube VIP. Fantastic value there. Just follow the link below and get signed up. All right, Brian, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll tune in tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show.
Yeah, we're going to have a fun week this week. I'm going to try to keep it under control. I'm not going to try to nudge Mitch. I don't want to get him going too early in the morning, but we're going to have fun all week and then look forward to the weekend. We get Ruffolo back again and have some fun talking football.
Absolutely. All right, Brian, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk soon. Brian Bitler here on the drive-thru, back here on the drive-thru on Friday. Let's continue on with our coverage here. Join with Chris. We're going to go and welcome James Clark to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He has a prop for us. He's going to be looking here at a Monday Night Football prop. So let's go ahead and bring in James right now. Of course, you'll find him over at Pick Dogs Print, where he does great work up there. NBA coming up soon. James, what's happening?
Not much, guys. How y'all doing?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. Now, of course, you're looking at a prop here from tonight's NFL Monday Night Football.
Yeah, guys. I'm looking at the only game tonight, the Tennessee and the NFL game, Tennessee and Buffalo. Guys, I really like Emmanuel Sanders scored the first touchdown here, guys. If you look, last year, it was Diggs getting all the touchdown. He had a bunch of touchdowns, but this year it looks like Diggs gets them down the field. I mean, he still gets his catches, he still gets his yardage, but his last couple games, it looks like Josh Allen's looking Emmanuel Sanders score his touchdowns. He had 2 last game, and I think he gets the first one this game today, guys, and it's a plus 1,000 for him to score the first touchdown. Great value, and I think he cashes his ticket for us tonight, guys.
All right, we got James Clark on record here. Emmanuel Sanders to score the first touchdown. All right, Chris, would say you in this one, pretty good return here if you get Sanders to get that first TD.
Yeah, especially with the way that the Buffalo Bills are slinging the ball around the field. I was also looking at Josh Allen, trying to pull up the odds for the quarterback sneak. I know we were talking about that with the Thursday nighter, I believe last week with Tom Brady. I think it's just as much in play here with Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's was I looked at his is plus 900, Chris, to score the first touchdown.
I think that's either one of those. I think Josh Allen or Emmanuel Sanders, whether you go through the air or by land. I think there's great value on the Bills tonight. Yeah,
of course, the Tennessee defense not the greatest, and boy, the way Buffalo's defense is playing, it's going to. The odds are that you will get the first touchdown from a Bill, just based on the defensive performance. James.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Chris there. Josh Allen's a good play too, but I like it. I don't know. I'm just leaning. My gut tells me Emmanuel Sanders, just because like I said, Diggs, he may have 8 catches, 100 yards. But when you see touchdowns, you see 0. He's got 1 touchdown this whole year, and when you get close to the goal line or the red zone, Allen's looking for Emmanuel Sanders for that touchdown.
All right, James Clark, Emmanuel Sanders score first touchdown at plus 1,200. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got the Monday Night Football game. We got the baseball contest, Game 3, ALCS, Astros and Red Sox. About a handful here from the NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, guys, coming off an awesome weekend this weekend, I went 11-3 this weekend. Got 2 NFL plays tonight. I got the side and a total that I really like. You can go get both plays for $29.99. After we go 2-0, upgrade 3, 7, or 30 days. All right, guys, tomorrow starting off of the NBA. I was number 1 all season. Shane took me at the end of the playoffs, and it finished in number 2. I dropped my price. It was $700 for this week only, and for this week only here on the drive-thru, I'm gonna drop it down to $599. You can get from tomorrow until we crown championship for $599. You know, it's about 8 months worth of NBA plays. You know, I think it's a good deal. I look to do the same thing I did last year. So, you know, jump on that, and I still got the football, the NFL pass, college football passes, or, you know, team me up with any of the guys on the show tonight. I say every time I'm on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do. So team me up with one of them, and we'll put some money in your pockets, fellas.
That's right, guys. Got on board here with James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium. So your numbers here, 423 units of profit past 7 days. That's all documents. So if you go over to Pick Dogs Premium, you check out James's profile page, you'll be able to see all the plays there, documented, they're graded immediately. So you can visit Pick Dogs Premium for James tonight. Of course, he's got his plays available right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his Monday 2-pack Moneymaker stack, 2 NFL plays at a great price. For only $30, you could get on board with James there. If you also can take the winnings, go long-term with James with that 3, 7, and $30 sports pass. And the long-awaited NBA season pass is now available from James Clark. Affordable price $600. His top of leaderboards finished number 2 over at Pick Dogs for the NBA. Did fantastic work there. Get every play from James Clark NBA this season. Of course, they would include the regular season and postseason to the final game of the finals in 2022. It's a long pass because the NBA goes on for about 8 months, right? About 8 months is when it'll end. Yeah. So a good time to get on board here with James Clark because it'll go all the way to the middle of June, and we're in the middle of October here. So we're looking at 8 months of NBA from James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium with that pass to $600. It's less than $100 a month. Well below $100 a month, James.
Yeah, guys. You know, I thought I'd give it out for this week. You know, getting ready to start the NBA. You know. Y'all was all supportive last year, you know, when I first started, and I started doing good NBA. You know, a lot of people backed me, and I appreciate it. So one thing, you know, we'd like to give back to y'all this whole week. I'd like to drop it down to $600. Then after this week, it's going to go back to $700, guys. So jump on that deal, guys.
That's a really good price. All right, James Clark here on the drive-thru. James, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
All righty. I see. Appreciate you having me on the show, Tony, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys.
All right, James Clark here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here with our coverage here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Now we get to the Ruffolo shot. All right, guys, reminders, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started here on the morning show. 11 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. You got Joe Madden. You got Mitch. I'm calling Joe Madden. Maybe she's running the show now. Joe Madden. We got Mitch. We got Rod Zawacki. We got Brian Bitler to start your mornings off. Of course, that YouTube members VIP, a link below, so get signed up there. Great value there. I want to talk about that mid-afternoon show, about 3:30 Eastern time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Mitch and Joe Madden go on the air with football and college football topical shows during the football season. Some of the drive-through cappers, including myself, I can host. That works my schedule right. I can actually guest on those shows. So we'll have some of the drive-through cappers on those shows, so be sure to tune in. Those mid-afternoon shows, 3:30 to 4 o'clock Eastern time. I think they want to start at 3:30 Eastern time. At least that's what Mitch said on the email today. So keep an eye on that. Of course, the only way you can do that, guys, and keep on top of all the happenings here is to subscribe and get those notifications. Of course, we always ask for your help. Those likes, Chris, those thumbs up really helps us build up our audience.
Absolutely, Tony, it does, and it helps get all the cappers onto these shows because, you know, at the end of the day, we all do it for you guys. You guys are the ones that watch the content, and we produce it for you to help you get some free winners. So definitely keep those likes coming in because we're doing it bigger and better than anyone else for a long time to come, but only with your support.
Yeah, with your support, cappers like to see viewers. We'll come on the show. How many viewers you got? Okay, I'm in. So that's all right, guys. Let's keep those likes, those thumbs up coming in. Let's continue on here on the drive. There's a lot of shows that it's just one guy talking. And that's because they don't have enough views and listen. Because that's the first thing they do. They check their numbers. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. And let's go ahead and welcome Kevin Thomas to the show. Kevin, what's going on?
Everything's good. How you guys doing?
It's going great. It's going great. We got Monday Night Football tonight, 8:15 Eastern time. I like this matchup here. Titans to host the Bills here. Bills road favorite 6, total 53.5.
Yeah, I love this matchup too. I mean, it kind of feels like a college game. You got Buffalo last week taking care of the Chiefs, and now they got to get up for this game, and that's a lot of points to get up for, especially the way the Titans handled them last year. A lot of people are like, well, the Titans' defense is bad. They're banged up. But you guys are forgetting that their cornerback, Hooker's back, and then you got Dupree, Bud Dupree. If we all remember him when he played for the Steelers, the guy is a massive stud. He is an upgrade from Clowney, and he can change this game. And I believe that they're going to sit back and make Josh Allen beat them with his arm because he is their running attack. But then you got to look at the Bills' defense. Great against the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes ended up being the number one rusher. I think he had 8 carries for 60 yards. Derrick Henry is not Patrick Mahomes. Derrick Henry is a beast. He is 3 Patrick Mahomes, and he is going to run on the Bills. They are going to want to keep Allen off the field, keep this a close game, and it will be a field goal game. Vegas got hammered Sunday with all the favorites winning. This line didn't move. I mean, I actually got it on MGM for 6.5. I know 6.5. It never hit 7, so I love this. The points here with the Titans at home, big Monday night game. As I said, the Bills off a huge win against the Chiefs. I'm not sure they're going to be 100% up for this game to start, but I do have the Bills winning at the end, just not covering.
All right, Kevin here on the Titans +6 against the Bills. All right, Chris, of course, it looks like Brown will play tonight. There was a questionable status there for the Titans receiver listed as going to play. Julio Jones in the lineup here. So Tannehill's got some pretty good weapons. Of course, Henry's in the backfield.
Yeah, he does, but it almost seems like the whole Detroit receiving core was questionable up until recently. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play tonight. But I wanted to ask Kevin, do you believe at all in like the revenge narrative for the game tonight, or is it just like each game gets treated as its own?
I think they blew that load against the Chiefs for their revenge game, and I mean this is huge for the Titans. They're 3-2. They can't afford to lose this. I mean, you got the Browns who are spiraling down with injuries. You got the Ravens and the Bills up there. They're the teams they got to stay with. So I think just that all these defenders are coming back for this game. I think that tells you a lot of how much they're going to go for this win at home.
All right.
I don't think they'll get it because the Bills are better.
Looking like a field goal game here, so the game lands 3 or even 4. You win no matter who wins when you take the points at Titans +6, and that's what Kevin Thomas is banking on here. A game at landing around 3 or 4. All right, let's take a look, Kevin, over at Pick Dog. Actually, this one will start at 8:15 Eastern Time over on ESPN. All right, Kevin, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Stream. We're doing great work in the NFL this year. 543 units of profit. That's all documented over at Pick Dog Stream. So if you visit his profile page, you can see all the plays there, all documented, graded immediately. Tonight we got a handful of games. NHL, we got the football and baseball game. NBA starts tomorrow. What do you have going on over at the site?
Yeah, I'm 4-2 for the week 6 going into this game. I'm looking to finish 5-2. And you can get on top of my total for this game, and you can partner it or parlay it with the pick I just gave you. This is my trophy catch. But then you also get my MLB winner also, and you can lock in my triple threat, which is the best value on the boards, $30. You get my NFL, NHL dog, and my MLB pick for tonight's action. As I said, I lowered my 30-day package to $299. That ends October 30th. So jump on board that as NBA kicks off tomorrow. Huge game with the Bucks, and there's lots of action all throughout the rest of this month. So $299 is a steal, especially if you're paying $25 to $30 a pick. Partner me up with any one of these cappers for the 2-for-1 capper deals, and you can't go wrong.
That's right. Get on board here with Kevin Thomas over at Pick Dogs. Premier see numbers here: 543 units of profit from the NFL document for this season. Up now on the board, Kevin has his triple threat 3-pack, his top Monday Night Football investment, his ALCS play, as well as NHL lockdown. That's 3-pack, affordable price at $30. And of course, you take those winnings, go long term with Kevin. We always talk about 7-day all sports pass. That's a really good value right now. With that 7-day pass, you get all of Kevin's plays. Week 8, college football. Week 7, NFL. The baseball playoffs that are going on right now. It looks like NLCS, ALCS could stretch out to the end of the week. That'll be part of that 7-day all sports pass. And the NBA begins tomorrow. So that 7-day all sports pass, a great investment right now over at Pick Dog Stream. Part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. So if you had a second capper of that, even greater value there. All right, Kevin, as always, great having you show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you next week. But I do believe it'll be booked for the weekend shows.
I think I have 2 more. I just had my weekend coaching, and then they reminded me that we're going to be in Virginia in 2 weeks for national. 1 more weekend for a showcase for these young girls to get seen by colleges. It's the last weekend that these Division II and III schools can reach out to these young ladies. So I'm pretty sure I have 2 more weekends. I'll have to reach out to Mitch and let him know that. But the shows, the 3:30 shows, I'll probably hit a couple of those. But then in 2 weeks, you'll see me on the weekend shows, probably Saturday and Sunday.
All right, tune in 3:30 Eastern time for the shows there this week, and Kevin will guest. All right, Kevin, have a great night, and we'll talk with you next week.
See you guys later. Good luck.
All right, Kevin Thomas here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on with our coverage. And talking about NBA, well, we got Jovan Burts here ready to talk some NBA and look at the season win total. Jovan, what's going on? We got you on the mute. Yep.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all?
It's going great. Things are great out here. It's cooling down out here in SoCal, so we like that. A little rain, so can't complain. All right, we got the NBA starting tomorrow, and you're going to be looking at the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the season win total for the Utah Jazz, 51.5. And I'm going with the under with these guys. So last year they set the world on fire, one that's bet us a whole lot of money on that long win streak that they had. We could just blindly bet them, set it and forget it. But then towards the end of the season, they started regressing to the mean with them, and everything runs through Donovan Mitchell. They have a whole bunch of players that that love to shoot threes. They got the man in the middle, Rudy Gobert. That's all well and good. They're really just a middle of the road Western Conference team, and it was proven out last year in the Eastern Conference. I mean the Western Conference semifinals. When they lost to the Clippers, and the last year they in the 72-game season they won 52 games, but in the previous 3 seasons they won 48, 49, 50 games, and I think that they regressed to what they have been, a 4 or 5 seed, battling out with the other middle of the road teams in the Western Conference. Not an upper echelon of teams. There's other teams have gotten better in the Western Conference. There's teams in the Eastern Conference that have gotten better too. So some of those easy wins from the Eastern Conference that they got last year, they might not get them this year. I expect them to fall just short of this 51.5.
All right, Jovan here on Jazz under 51.5. Chris, my recollection of the Jazz is really much of a streaky team. They'll lose a lot, especially those East Coast road trips. They've never been good for some reason when they're out east. But then sometimes they get on these rolls where they put wins together. But your thoughts here on this Jazz going under 51.5 in an 82-game schedule?
Like Jovan said, it's pretty much a regression to the mean near the end of the season last year. And I mean, Tony, I hate sounding like a broken record, but it's the same thing. You just got to have guys stay healthy. We know Rudy Gobert's had injury issues, and Donovan Mitchell had an ankle injury last year that caused him to miss. But if this team's healthy, I can definitely see them finishing around that 50-win mark and potentially challenging for a top 4 seed in the West.
Yeah, that was I asked Jovan. The concern here that the Jazz isn't the type of team that you think will probably run away with a 1 or 2 seed. They're going to be in that mud there, trying to get that 4 seed at home court. It's always a big battle between that 2 and 6 seed in the West, or 3 and 6 seed in the West. Now that we get 8 teams and 10 teams coming with the play-in rounds, any concern here that Jazz will have a lot of meaningful games at the end of the season?
I mean, yeah, but so are other teams. You just said 2 through 6, they battle it out.
Yeah.
So you have them. You have teams like. I mean, the Lakers are the Lakers, but the Warriors, they're gonna get better, especially when they get Klay Thompson back in about a little over a month. That's the projection. So they haven't been in the mix in the last couple seasons. You have Dallas. I think Dallas is gonna step up this year. So the Western Conference is gonna cannibalize itself, I believe. You're gonna have a lot of teams that jockeying for position. And that's what part of what figures me to for the Jazz at least, for them to stay under this 51.5 win total.
There really is no easy game anymore in the West. Sacramento can show off a little bit. The Clippers, no Kawhi. Minnesota is the one team that you can probably pound on, but they were tanking early. We'll see what they look like to start the season. Portland's another team that you scratch your head over. But really, there's no easy night in the NBA, especially in the West.
Nothing's free.
No.
Nothing's free in the West, man.
All right, Jovan here on under 51.5 wins for the Utah Jazz. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. As you know, we have that one NFL game tonight. We've got the baseball game with the Red Sox and Nash against the Astros. Handful from NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium? Where we see you now. Look at this numbers. 1,908 units of profit past 30 days. All documented on the site. What's happening over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, yesterday I took a fall with the NFL. You know, just was on the wrong side of some comebacks really, but anyway, today's another day, and it's money, so you know what that means. Trying to get that money with my money bag Monday 3-pack, primetime 3-pack. I'm on both the total and the side in the Monday night game. No Monday night missile today, where that's 4-0. I'm 5-0 in all this year in Monday Night Football, but no Monday Night Missile. Monday Night Missile's been a smash, but I left it alone today. These games, though this game didn't rise to that level, but I do have 3. I have side on the on game 3 of the ALCS. So come get it.
Come get it here with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers, 1,908 units of profit past 30 days, all documented. So you visit Jovan's profile page at Pick Dogs Premium. You can check out every play. It's all been recorded, graded immediately at the site. And tonight he has his Money Bag Monday 3-pack. He's got the side and total from the NFL game night and the ALCS pick. So get on board with that 3-pack right now. And it's an affordable price, just $40 over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can also take the winnings and go long-term with Jovan. Why not get that 7-day all sports pass? We've been talking about this. It's great early in the week because it will cover you for the entire NFL and college football for this week. College football week 8, NFL week 7. Of course, baseball playoffs going on. And of course, right now, the NBA begins tomorrow. So we're getting all these sports overlapping. This makes these long-term passes, 7-3, 7 and 30 all sports passes, some fantastic values right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Jovan, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. And we'll talk with you here in a couple of days. I know you guest on the weekend. Maybe we'll catch you on some of that mid-afternoon show with Mitch as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Time permitting, so.
Very good. All right, Jovan, have a great night. We'll talk with you end of the week. Jovan Burts here on the drive-thru. All right, let's continue our coverage here, joined by Chris Ruffolo. Chris, front and center. Going to be looking at that college football game here for Wednesday. So let's go ahead and get that game information up for you guys as Coastal Carolina will be in action facing Appalachian State. So let's get the game info right now. Here we go, 7:30 Eastern time. Coastal Carolina at App State. Coastal's going to lay 3.5. Total sits here at 59.5.
Yeah, and this is a marquee rematch from last year. This was a game I think that really legitimized Coastal Carolina as the team that went to the New Year's Six Bowl as they did. Coastal winning that game, especially with a pick 6 at the end. I know Mitch remembers that because he messaged me about it. But the thing is, App State getting points as a home dog is tempting, but they got the taste smacked out of their mouth last week by Louisiana, and just in a game that I thought App State would at least keep close, if not win outright. And the fact of the matter was, they practically didn't show up. Maybe they were looking ahead to this game, but Louisiana's not a team you look ahead against. And Coastal, man, you can call out the questionable schedule. I mean,
I will. I will. I don't think anyone has a winning record. I mean, really, can't Buffalo have a winning record? I mean, this is bottom tier teams. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Jeez, that's the first time that's ever happened. Yeah, you can definitely call out the Tony. We might as well go 2-shot on this one if that's going to happen.
No, it's okay. No, I just had to, when you mentioned, I had to follow it up. That's all. Go ahead.
Now, we can call out the legitimacy of Coastal's schedule. I mean, the only big, Power 5 team on there is Kansas, and his team is smacked by 27 points. And, this is a team that's simply one of those teams that has hung on to a top 25 ranking simply by just winning games and winning games handily. App State does have the highest quality opponent on the schedule with a 2-point loss at Miami and the loss to Louisiana, but still, the Coastal Carolina, they're just pretty much running up the score wherever they can. I think they win this one by at least a touchdown. I think that Coastal is simply the better team, and they're not going to want to let this one slip against App State. So you look at the defense, App State 91st against the pass in the country, allowing 246 yards per game. Coastal Carolina, that's where they struggle the most in terms of rankings, and they're still 18th in the country. So I'm laying the points with Coastal in this
All
one.
right, no, I'm with you. That was only giving a hard time on the Coastal schedule. That's all. I'm with you there. We did see some, when Satterfield left Appalachian State, we did see the team not perform as well, especially in the scoring category, because they weren't covering a lot of spreads last year. That was the first sign of issue. Now you're seeing some flags come up where they're not stopping, they're not defending the run as well, which is always a concern for a team like this facing weak opponents. You figured if you're a really good team, teams are going to have trouble even cracking 3 yards of carry on them, but they're getting there for it, which is a big red flag when I look at a program like this facing weak opponents. I look at how they defend the run and how they defend overall, which get up 380 yards. You well, that's pretty good if you're playing major conference teams, but if you're playing the schedule they are, no team should get over 300 on you. So that's my concern there. So that's one of the reasons why I agree with you here on Coastal Carolina, especially when you have a quarterback that's completing with almost 80% of his passes.
Yeah, I mean, Grayson McCall, you could say, oh, well, he should get Heisman with those numbers. He's not going to, simply because A, he plays at Coastal, and B, they probably should take some of the schedule into consideration. But like you said, Tony, we talked about this before, where if you're going to be a ranked team playing these lower ranked teams, you have to play defense, and you have to make sure the defense holds up, because if not, then really you're just a team that can outscore a bunch of teams, and that's about it. So the defense is holding up for Coastal in most of these spots, and App State, like you said, just having issues scoring compared to previous years. 49 points a game for Coastal, that's going to be hard to stop if you're App State.
Yeah, you're giving up 380 yards against teams Citadel, Kansas, Buffalo, UMass, Louisiana Monroe, Arkansas State. There you go. That's a concern there. All right, Coastal Carolina -3.5 against App State. And this one will have a start time of 7:30 Eastern time over on ESPN2. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. As you know, limited card. We got a handful of NHL. We got that baseball and football game tonight from the NFL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium? We're showing profit here from college football.
Yeah, we're trying to turn things around in college football. Had a rough week last week, but we rebounded 6-2 this week. And tonight I got my NFL Monday Night Max out, my best side for the NFL matchup between the Titans and Bills. When we still got those long-term passes, whether it's 3 days, 7 day, 30 day, all the way to a year. Tony said it best. This is when it's the most sense to do the long-term, because all sports are overlapping. You're going to have this week, NHL, NBA opening nights for all the teams. You're going to have some MLB in there as well. And I know a lot of these guys get their Thursday night game in as well. So check that out. You can do it with just me or part of the 2-for-1 Capper deal. And speaking of 2-for-1, Rod Zawacki and I have our new Puck Dogs package. If you're strictly looking to bet NHL, we're at the top of the NHL leaderboards early on this season. There's some great value there as well. And if you're just learning how to bet hockey, definitely check that out. Or the season passes are up there. I got my NBA season pass up there now. $650 for the entire season. Definitely not something you want to miss out on.
You don't want to miss out on that, guys. Got on board with Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs. Premium season numbers here in college football. 241 units of profit. He's got his NFL Monday Night Max out going on right now. His best play of the night will come from the NFL Monday Night Football. So get on board with Chris's best bet, which you can take those winnings and go long-term with Chris. He's part of that 3-7 third-day all-sports pass where you can actually add a second capper for 2-for-1 capper promotion. Why not combine Chris with Brian Bitler, James Clark, Kevin Thomas, Jovan Burts, Ninos, Big Al McMorty, Rod Zawacki. A good time to get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue on here on the show. And I know, Chris, you also do your NHL videos here with Rod, right?
We're doing NHL videos each and every game, every day. Rod and I are doing, we did 11 videos today. Got some coming up tomorrow. Also doing those soccer videos with Goran as well. We did some for the Champions League this week. Some great value. I think we went 5-2 in the weekend, or on Sunday and Monday with those soccer videos as well. So some people making some money just by checking out those videos.
All right, check out the videos, guys, over at Pick Dogs, a YouTube channel. All right, let's continue on here with the coverage. Let's welcome Al Ninos to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Al, what's happening?
So going pretty good here. Coming off a pretty good NFL Sunday. Unfortunately, not so good in the MLB, but right. Still alive.
You did well in that 1 o'clock window. Did really well then?
I did well in the 1 o'clock window
and
in the 4 o'clock window.
I
wanted to take the Sunday night football game, but that's too easy to say now, right? So
too easy to say. Those 1 o'clocks, like a lot of the favorites are rolling in, and you scored there. All right, and of course you're wearing your Raiders jersey, but I think you gave that on the show yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was close to making it too on the premium side. So did have another dog too, a couple of dogs I liked on there, but yeah, that was a pretty good day. Unfortunately, not so good for the Dodgers. So. Yeah.
No, it was not. Disappointment there. When they go back in action tomorrow, we'll see how their pitching holds here. You can see they don't trust the bullpen too much over there with LA. They're throwing starters in. It looks like that old Marlins for like 10 years ago when they were just. Well, it's been 15 years now when they were just throwing in their starters. Dante Willis and company.
Dontrelle Willis, I was just going to say.
Remember that? Yeah, remember that Florida Marlin team? It was just starter after starter.
Wasn't he? Sorry to digress. Wasn't he traded to the Yankees at one point?
I think so. Yeah. I think he was traded as well. But yeah, that was some team there. I remember Trader Jack McKeon. Jack McKeon. It was the old guy. It was like a Tony Relusa kind of guy in that period of time with a young. I think it was like a grandpa coaching all these young kids. It was pretty funny. All right, here we go. We're gonna get Al Ninos get us back on track here. Flyers hosting the Kraken. This is a team that you've been picking on the show here. Flyers $1.35, total 5.5.
As you mentioned, Flyers hosting the Kraken here after a tough 2-1. It's the Kraken coming off that 2-1 overtime loss. I didn't think this team would look this good this early, being a new franchise, its first season and all. But they've come together pretty nicely, going 1-1 so far, making this their fourth regular season game. While the Flyers will still just be playing their second game of the season after losing their season opener 5-4, also in overtime. The Canucks. Seattle did pick up a pretty good goalie we mentioned last time, Philip Grubauer, but he's actually looked sharper in each of his starts so far, allowing 4 goals in the season opener, then 3 goals in the second game. And it took overtime for him to allow that second goal in their last game. So he's looking pretty good. Kraken look to be tightening up on defense as well. Last time I picked them, I talked about how resilient they were and how they fought back. They fought hard to come back. Well, this time it was Philadelphia that went down big, and then had to make that big late comeback only to lose into overtime. So this should be a pretty good matchup between two teams. I expect a hard-fought battle here. That being said, the Flyers will be missing a lot of players, which might be the key here. Due to injuries and COVID and all kinds of stuff. So this is where I think I find some value on the Kraken here, some plus money.
All right, Chris, Al Ninos is on the Kraken.
I can't disagree with the Kraken. I think there is value with the Kraken in certain spots. I mean, this is the first time we're going to really see them on the back-to-back. But, I praise Philip Grubauer and Chris Driedger and the Kraken for making those picks in goal. And Carter Hart just didn't look steady last year, and I think that the Kraken can take advantage of that. I like Seattle at the plus money as well.
Seattle plus money. Let me ask Chris, you like Kraken's?
I like Kraken's.
You like Kraken?
Yeah.
I just thought I'm surprised you haven't caught up. I'm surprised you haven't caught up on that. Looking at Kraken, I just thought of Kraken's when I see Kraken for some reason.
You don't trust me, Tony. You're barking up the right tree when you say Kraken's.
All right. Seattle Kraken plus 115 against the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to call them the Kraken. There you go. You can watch this one at 7 Eastern Time, NHL Center Ice package. All right, Al Ninos, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium tonight. Well, we got that Monday Night Football game on the board. Baseball, we got Game 3, Astros and Boston Red Sox, handful of hockey. What do you have going on over at the site?
Got a little 3-pack, a little bit of everything. Got my play in the Monday Night Football. Got the MLB play and my favorite NHL play as well. So you can get that on the 3-pack, or if you're just into one sport, you can grab that separately as well. Or now's always a great time to hop on a long-term pass with all these sports going on. And again, if you're just into a single sport, I do have my NBA season pass up now, and I already have my first play of the year, and so check that out.
All right, Al Ninos here. Check him out over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's an alpha. He's got alpha bets up there, so get on board. He's got a 3-pack. He likes his alpha. He likes those alpha female. I could just tell by his profile, his personality here. Probably likes the alpha ones. So get on board. His 3-pack right now. NFL, MLB is best plays tonight from NFL
and
Major League Baseball.
Taking notes when I start capping the WNBA.
There you go.
Remember that one for that.
Remember that one for sure. So that 3-pack is on board right now from Al Ninos, only $30 course, you can take those winnings, go long-term with Al. He's at 3-7 and third day All Sports Pass. Get every play from Ninos for that 30-day pass. NFL, college football, Major League Baseball, hockey, of course, NBA gets started here on Tuesday. And of course, college basketball will get you started for that first few days of college basketball, but with that third day All Sports Pass from El Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. And a second cap for that with a 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value there. All right, Al, as always, have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you soon. I know you're part of that. I know you'll be here tomorrow, and you probably will hear you on the weekend. And of course, you got to take care of that dog. Dog is
I guess
happy.
he's agreeing with my pick.
He's not
just
barking.
put the exclamation mark on my pick.
That's right, because you took
he
the dog.
doesn't need to. That's my thing, too. When I put my alpha dogs up, I've mentioned my dogs don't bark, they bite. No, he's a good boy.
He's a good one.
But, yeah,
okay.
My pick's not so much to the bookies, though.
Well, we know the Rod Zawacki super system, right? When you give out a favorite and your dogs are barking like crazy, the dogs come in. That's been like a perfect 3-0.
Glad I didn't go with the Flyers, then.
That's right. Your dog would have been barking like crazy. No, that would have been no doubt about that. All right, Al Ninos here on the drive-thru, and he'll be around for the recap a little later. Maybe the dog will bark when we do some of those recap picks. We'll find out which one's a bet against. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Join here with Chris Ruffolo. And, it's time for my turn. Let's see. Let's get my play up for tonight. We're going to look at the Red Sox and the Houston Astros. This one here has an 8 Eastern time start time on Fox. We got 110 on the Astros. Total sits here at 9. I'm going to take the over the total of 9 runs in this one. And, look at it this way. We've got Astros have gone over in 5 straight playoff games. The Red Sox in 5 as well. We got Jose Urquidy, right-hander, past 3 starts, allowed 9 earned runs with 5 homers in 16 and third innings. Eduardo Rodriguez expected to start for the Red Sox. Of course, he faced the Astros earlier this season, allowing 6 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. And, Rodriguez's past 2 starts, he allowed 4 earned runs in 6 2/3. In the playoffs, the Astros are averaging almost 7 runs a game. Boston 6.5. Red Sox hitting 318 in the postseason. The Astros 286. Chris, it may sound a little too obvious, but I'm gonna go over here in this one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look up the last numbers for the bullpens because my only concern with the over. I do agree with you on the over, but my only concern is that with the playoffs, we're seeing it more now than ever. These starters are getting the quick hook if they're struggling, and I just don't know. Rodriguez, I believe he came to the playoffs with an ERA around 5, and so he's definitely a prime candidate to get touched up, as is Jose Urquidy. But the bullpens, 3.68 ERA and a 3.72 ERA in their last 5 games, respectively, Houston and Boston. I don't know if that's gonna cut it. I think we are getting an over tonight. I think we are getting to at least 10 runs.
And if we see Greinke in there, Greinke's been getting let up, and I don't think you'll see Chris Sale. You'll see Sale in there, and with these starters getting pounded, they may get afraid of that. And we know it's not working for the Dodgers, and it may not work for us. And our pitchers aren't as good, so maybe their starters need the extra rest. So maybe they'll bring in their bullpen. We'll see how that one works out. But anyway, Houston has shown they can hit anybody. These hitting lineups can hit a starter or any of these relievers that come in. So I'm not afraid here to step in front of this over here in this one. All right, guys, so check out Pick Dogs Premium. I have my top play tonight from Monday Night Football. I have that up on the board. I'm also part of the 3-7 30 AL Sports Pass. Match me up with one of the cappers. We got the host combo pass, me and Chris, me and Rod Zawacki, Brian Bitler, Al Ninos, Big Al McMorty, Jovan Burts, who's doing fantastic work. He's been up the leaderboards for quite a while now. Of course, we got Brian Bitler, 2-for-1 cap promotion, your greatest value over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on here with the show. Of course, now it's time to do the recap. To join us on the recap is El Ninos. We start off with Brian Bitler, says Calgary Flames puck line, -1.5 goals at +130. James Clark, Emmanuel Sanders to score first touchdown, +1200. Kevin Thomas, Titans, +6 against the Bills. Jovan Burts, Jazz, under 51.5 wins, season win total. Chris, Coastal Carolina, -3.5 against Appalachian State. Al Ninos, Kraken, +115 against the Kraken, +115 against the Flyers. Yours truly, Red Sox, Astros, over 9. We'll start with Chris. So then your pick, which one do you like the best?
Tony, you know full well I can't turn down Cracklin, so I'm going to take Al's pick with the Kraken plus money against the Flyers. I just think the Flyers goaltending, I need to see improvement before I back them even against the Kraken.
All right, we got there with Chris looking at Al's pick. All right, Al, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Gonna go with the big plus money here.
The big one.
The touchdown prop, the plus 1,200.
Emmanuel Sanders there to do it there. All right. Let's go ahead, and I will go with Chris's Coastal Carolina -3.5 against App State. We've seen the digression the last 2 years since Satterfield left. App State, their offense just isn't clicking now. The defense is starting to wear a little bit. Coastal Carolina -3.5. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. 8 Capitals will be booked on the show, giving out live free sports picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it all gets started with that morning show, 11 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. You got Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bitler, Joe Madden. That YouTube members VIP video, premium pick videos, follow link below. Get signed up, some great value there. Let's bring in the crew from tonight. We have a good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you guys tomorrow.